Hi, I'm Daniel.
And I'm Zach.
And welcome back to our channel. Today, I'm not sure what we're doing. We were tagged. See, usually when I say tag, it's like a pin tag, but this isn't a pin tag. This is a challenge? No, it's not a challenge. What is this?
It's a bunch of questions.
It's a would you rather, but
yes.
What do you call that? Our friends Sarah and Matthew over at Chronically Disney have created this tag? Questionnaire. I don't know what to call it. Basically, it's a bunch of questions that we're going to be asked, and we're going to answer in the best way that we can. I figured, since we're sitting here, I might as well enjoy a nice frosty Guinness. Not a sponsor. Today is Saturday, March 14th. Yes, it is. It's Pie Day. Happy Pie Day, everyone. We were actually at Beaches and Cream on
Thursday night
when Disneyland had decided that they were going to close. And as we were waiting for our table to get called, the news broke that Disney World was going to close. And so we got to break that to the cast members. That was fun. Because at first they didn't believe us. They're like, oh, no, that's Disneyland. We're like, no, look, here on the phone, CNN says it's you guys, like 2 minutes ago. And they're like, CNN's unreliable. So, sorry, they weren't. But we were there with Crazy Kylie 14. We managed to get our pin challenge done with her before everything shut down. So you will be seeing that. I guess what I'm trying to say is going forward...
At least for the next
2 weeks, yeah.
Optimistically.
Yeah, we are probably going to be doing a lot of home improvement type videos and some other things like this because we're kind of... Actually, that's not true. We have 4 pin challenges that we have filmed. We are waiting to get footage from the other teams in order to put those out. So the Mouse Diva has gotten... not sick, but has to go in for surgery. If it's over on her channel, you can check that out. And so obviously that's way more important than getting us the video footage from that pin challenge. Mr. David and Mr. Ian are in the UK, and I believe they're forbidden from exporting any video out of that country due to coronavirus fears. And who's the third? Oh, Josh goes to Disney, and Danita and Jess, Disney Jess, they just literally, I think Danita and Jess and even Kylie literally were closing the doors as Disney was. It's like they were the last.
Disney's
people
not
out.
Closed yet. It closes tomorrow.
I just hope they turned the lights off when they left. That's all I'm trying to say. Anyway, there you go. Welcome to 2020. I've lived in Florida other than a decade period of time when I was gone. I was born and raised in this state, and this is just crazy that Disney is closed. That's never happened in my lifetime. And it's been closed for a few days for a hurricane here and there, but this is the first time, that it's done something like this where they're sending DCP folks home and whatnot. But that's all neither here nor there. Let's just get into this questionnaire here. Go ahead, ask me a question.
Would you rather surf with Lilo or sail with Moana?
Would I rather surf with Lilo or sail with Moana? I've never surfed. Florida doesn't have surfing waves. We're on the Gulf of Mexico, so not big waves. That would be more of a Miami thing because the Atlantic Ocean over there has got big waves. Or even maybe up near the Panhandle. No, the Panhandle is still the Gulf. Anyway. Doesn't matter. So I'm going to have to go with sailing with Moana. I think the problem I'm going to have there is I don't know the words to that song. So it's like sailing with Moana. I don't know the words now, but I'm going to tack into the wind. What about you?
As long as Moana does the actual sailing, because I don't know how to drive a boat.
I know that I got my sailing merit badge when I was a Boy Scout, so I know that it's a very big thing to when you're tacking, you call it out so the other people on the boat can duck as the sail flips back to the other side. It's a big thing.
You know more than I know. I would just be a passenger, and I don't think I'm coordinated enough to surf. So
okay,
sailing
takes me away to where sorry. Go ahead.
Would you rather drive like Cruella de Ville or Vanellope von Schweetz?
This is a touchy one here. As you know, my car was hit at Disney by an irresponsible driver, and if I had been able to drive like Vanellope von Schweetz, I could have glitched right through it, and it wouldn't have hurt the front of my car. So I'm going to go with Vanellope, even though Cruella's got a better song. You?
I feel like neither is a good choice because Cruella is just reckless.
She does this.
And Vanellope's a racer, which also involves some degree of recklessness and driving a bit like a bat out of hell, so...
Zach drives very responsibly.
That's not true. I get really bad cases of road rage because everybody in Florida drives like idiots.
And now he has an electric car, so he can drive really fast.
I'm gonna say neither. I don't like either of these options.
Okay. Hold on. Our gain's a bit hot. I'm going to turn that down. There we go. Go ahead. Next.
Sorry if that was a little crunchy. Would you rather sail with Captain Hook or Captain Jack Sparrow?
Huh. So, this is an admission that I apologize for some of you, to some of you. I've never seen the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
I have seen the first three, and I have heard they just drop off a cliff in quality after Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley left. So...
I am aware of Captain Jack Sparrow, and it's Johnny Depp, and I would never turn down an occasion to sail with Johnny Depp, so I'm going to go with that. 21 Jump Street. That's not the actual...
The most exposure to Peter Pan I've had, other than maybe seeing the original movie a very, very long time ago, is Peter Pan's Flight. And Captain Hook's a villain, and villains are cool sometimes, but I don't particularly find Captain Hook to be all that interesting.
Okay, but you watched that ABC show that...
If we're talking about the Once Upon a Time version of Captain Hook, yeah. If it's that one, him. If not, Johnny Depp.
Okay, there you go. Next.
That is purely based on my level of attraction to the actors portraying them.
We're literally like it's like of the Disney community, we're the most shallow of video channels. So welcome. Thank you very much.
I don't think that's a true statement at all.
We're the most shallow that admits that we're the most shallow.
Would you rather fly with the Up balloons or Mary Poppins umbrella?
Mary Poppins is an evil demigod who enslaves people to do her bidding for her. So I would never, ever fly with Mary Poppins. Let's just take a moment and think about the fact that in Mary Poppins Returns, they had to pull the hand of Big Ben back by 5 minutes for reasons. And she's literally stands by and watches as thousands of very poor street folk start putting ladders precariously up Big Ben to try to get to the top to do her bidding for her. At which time they're like, "We're sorry, we can't do it." And then she huffs and pulls out her umbrella and flies up and does it. She could have done that the whole time. There was no need to put those people in danger. So I'm sorry, Mary Poppins. I'll be flying with Carl.
I feel like, despite your hatred of it, Mary Poppins' umbrella might afford you a bit more maneuverability.
Are you kidding? The balloons in the fireplace, and they steer. You got the things coming out. Excuse me, the things coming out the window with the sails. You got Russell.
No, it didn't say the house. It said the balloons.
Still gonna go with those. Next,
umbrella. Would you rather fly like Peter Pan or swim like Ariel?
Okay. Now, I, again, grew up in Florida, and so we swam all the time. I mean, that's what you swim all the time. Am I boring you?
No.
You yawned. He yawned in the middle of my explanation.
It's 9:17 at night. I'm tired.
So we swam like all the time, and I used to, as a child, pretend that I was Superman underwater, right? Like at the swim pool, you'd swim underwater and you'd pretend like. So if I could actually fly like Peter Pan, hell yes, sign me up for that. Because when you did I make that clear? Because when you fly underwater, you have to come up for air, so it breaks the illusion.
Can I answer now?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Since you interrupted me,
I did.
I grew up in a house on a lake with a pool, so I swam a lot as a child. And I've never had flippers, so I don't know if swimming like Ariel affords you the ability to swim faster.
Okay, now, are we talking like flipper or like the teeth, the thing you put on your teeth?
What?
The flippers that you put on your teeth.
I'm talking about the kind that Ariel has on her...
Oh, fins.
What do you call them?
Fins.
So I would say probably, despite being afraid of heights, I would say Peter Pan flying.
Think of a wonderful thought, any happy little thought.
Would you rather ride in a car made from candy or a carriage made from a pumpkin?
All right. Remember that decade period of time where I didn't live in Florida that I was telling you guys about that? I was amazed that A, pumpkins didn't cost $1,000, and B,
pumpkins don't cost $1,000 in Florida.
B, that pumpkins lasted. Like you would make a jack-o'-lantern. When I lived in Connecticut, you could make a jack-o'-lantern like in August, and it would last till New Year's. Here in Florida,
I don't think that's true.
Here in Florida, if you cut into a pumpkin and set it outside with a candle in it, it will be a moldy, goopy mess by morning because Florida. So I'm going to say the car will last longer in Florida because if I was in a carriage made of a pumpkin, it would be moldy and gross.
I feel like the candy would melt because it's hot here.
All right, so like hard candy.
It's still gonna melt.
It's not gonna melt. Like a Starburst, not a Starburst, but those little Starbright, those hard candy, the peppermint hard bright. They don't melt. They're not even real. They're mostly chemicals.
I feel like the car would be sticky and the pumpkin would be moldy. I don't like either of these options, so I'm saying neither.
Okay, great.
Would you rather have Herbie the Love Bug or Gwenivere from Onward? I feel like this question only has one answer because we haven't seen Onward yet.
Yeah, we haven't.
And I've never seen Herbie the Love Bug, so I don't really have an answer.
I saw Herbie the Love Bug. I feel like, I'm sure Dougie's not watching this because Dougie doesn't watch our channel anymore. But if Dougie was watching this, he would be very mad at me if I didn't say Herbie because he loves Herbie. I'm talking about Dougie from Waltograms. Yes, you. If you're watching. If you're not watching, then I'm just pointing at you. No, not you. You. Yeah. Anyway, I totally at this point would do Herbie because he was cool. I loved Volkswagen Bugs like growing up. Like I thought those were the cool. Like as a 16-year-old kid, what I desperately wanted was a convertible VW Bug. That was my dream car. So I would totally rock a Herbie. I'm trying to keep my beer off screen here. So it's a Typhoon Lagoon beer cup though. It's refillable.
I am abstaining from the question.
We do want to see Onward.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's not doing very well at the box office.
Because nobody wants to go to a theater filled with...
It didn't do well its first weekend, and then the coronavirus thing hit. And
no, I think that was already a thing.
Maybe Pixar will re-release it after everything calms down.
I hope so. Because they've already delayed Moana and... Mulana, as I like to call it. And they've just... I'm never going to correct myself. I'm just going to double down on anything I say.
We're just going to release the raw, unedited footage of this.
Anyway, Herbie.
Would you rather ride the train or monorail at Magic Kingdom?
Well, at the moment, only one is a viable option.
At the moment. Well, if we went tomorrow.
Do I get to choose what version of the train?
There's multiple versions of the train?
So, as you recall from riding the train, there is a narration that happens Welcome to the Walt Disney World Railroad. Settlers settle these wild parts. Keep your eyes peeled for wildlife. That kind of a thing. There was a period of time during Mickey's 60th birthday when there was a train song, and it was literally like, a Voices of Liberty kind of like choral group. There was like, riding on a train. Now, if I could ride on that train, totally would do that.
I would say the train, because I've ridden the monorail recently.
Yes.
And I would like to ride the train around the Walt Disney World Park right now. Not right now, but when it reopens.
Okay, train. Do you want the riding on a train?
I'm sure I can hear that song on YouTube.
If anybody remembers that, comment down below.
Would you rather race Lightning McQueen or Tron?
Oh, so I don't think his name was Tron.
I haven't seen it, so my answer is Lightning McQueen by default.
No, he was. Yeah, his name was Tron. The program's name was Tron. Would I rather? This. Do you remember the light cycle?
Yes.
All right, that would be that's where Tron raced, was the light cycle thing. So what was my choices? Racing
Lightning McQueen.
Lightning. All right. So I would choose Lightning McQueen because if you race on those light cycles and you hit that wall, you're dead. I mean, that was the whole plot of the movie, was like they were killing other programs because by losing the game. And so, I would rather, if I lose, then he like goes by and he goes kerchoo or whatever, and then I'm
ka-chow.
Yeah, and then I'm fine. So yeah. What about you?
I said I haven't seen Tron, so I have only one answer by default.
Okay, great.
Would you rather wait for the resort buses or call for a minivan? Minivan. The buses are the worst form of transportation on property. They are slow and unreliable and awful, and they take forever.
Forever and ever. Hey, if you wanted a really cool shot, like a video shot, if you're a vlogger out there and you want a really cool shot, go over to the Animal Kingdom parking lot during this shutdown, because apparently that's where they're storing all the buses. Because the other night when we were going to the Animal Kingdom, like just line.
You couldn't get there.
All the buses were there. Oh, vloggers are very inventive people. They could get in there.
Inventive.
Creative people. I'm sure they could get in there for something. Also, whatever.
What's your answer to this question?
I forgot the question.
Buses or minivan?
If I had money, I would do minivan. But as I often don't have, unlimited funds, because that minivan's expensive. And we're local, so we usually have our own car. But I like the buses. I'll stick up for the buses. I like the buses. Take the bus.
And finally, would you rather take the friendship boats or the Skyliner?
So, bit of a two-part answer here. Number one, if we're just going for atmosphere and I'm not in a hurry to get anywhere, boats. Love boats. I love all kind of boats. You put me in a boat and I'm happy. I like a boat. I like the friendship boats. I like sitting in the back of the friendship boats. I like, riding in the friendship. I love the friendship boats, but they are slow. Very slow.
Yes, that trip from Epcot to Hollywood Studios is annoyingly long.
It's like a 6-hour ride. It's like a 3-hour tour.
A 3-hour tour of the resorts on whatever lake that is.
The weather started getting rough. The tiny ship was tossed. Anyway, I would go with the Skyliner for efficiency. I love the Skyliner. That's great. My only complaint with the Skyliner is the lady.
We are now sailing over the Hollywood Studios parking lot.
Are you in the middle of a sentence? Look out the window, because I'm going to tell you something that you don't want to know. Yeah.
So, having ridden the Skyliner now on a longer trip than just Hollywood Studios to Caribbean and back, it's decently efficient when it doesn't stop 4 times in the middle of the trip.
It didn't stop 4 times.
Yes, it did.
It slowed down. It didn't stop. Relax.
I would still probably say the Skyliner, just because the friendship boats, especially if you're sitting in the back, they're loud. Even though you have the wind in your hair. Skyliner. I'm afraid of heights, but if the Skyliner stopped at least above water, I'd jump out.
Well, if you got hats or glasses, best be removing them.
That's not the wildest ride in the wilderness.
It's the wildest ride on the water. Waterness. There you go. Is that it?
That is it.
You've put your phone down, so
I have put my phone down. That's it.
Hey, a special thank you to Sarah and Matthew over at Chronically Disney for coming up with this tag. We got to come up with it's a would you rather, but it's not really a tag. Although we're about to tag people to do this because hey, you can't go to Disney. Land or world.
Or anywhere. Disney anywhere.
Shanghai is reopening, isn't it? Yeah. Partially,
yes.
Anyway, so let's tag...
That's not true. You can go to Disney Springs and the resorts still.
Okay. Well, you know what? Let's tag a couple of people here then. Number one, I want to tag someone who we just did a pin challenge with very recently, Disney Jess. Disney Jess, you tagged.
You tagged.
Who are you? You now you get to pick one. I'm almost out of Guinness.
If only you had more.
There's a shortage.
No, there's not.
You wouldn't know that from looking at the stores.
Dear God.
People not only hoarding toilet paper and paper towel, they've taken all the chicken. I was just like,
we went grocery shopping today.
What are you going to do with that much chicken?
I'm trying to think of who to tag.
Well, you know, we have people that we've already tagged, and you should choose someone new.
And I will tag someone we just saw. Crazy Kylie 14.
Crazy Kylie 14? Boy, that's crazy.
With a K.
All right, great. Consider yourselves tagged, and we look forward to seeing what you do. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. Hey, if you like what we do here on this channel, and normally what we do here on this channel is talk about Disney pins, pin collecting, and pin trading, and all things dealing with Disney pins. If you do like that kind of thing, then make sure you click on the subscribe button so you can stay up with what we do.
If you like this
challenge thing, this thing, we'll call it a thing.
If you like this video or any other video,
yeah, if you just like life, just give thumbs up. Just do it. Just give a thumbs up. Hey, leave us
have comments. We have a comment section
down below. Totally leave us a comment, and we'll totally reply to you. Also, if you want to reach,
we're trapped in our house for 2 weeks. We're not trapped in our house.
Yeah,
we can leave, but we're working from home for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. Anyway, if you want to reach out to us on the socials, our information is all down below in the doobly-doo. And until next time.
See you real soon.